Can hear from him now. Here is Arne Slot with Juliet Farrington.
Arne, first of all, how would you reflect on this evening and the performance? Because you were talking about the weekend, about getting the win, not so much the performance. How would you assess that performance tonight?
I think a bit similar as in the weekend. A game without a lot of, I'm looking at the goal we conceding. A game where we didn't concede a lot, we didn't create a lot. Maybe we created a bit more than we conceded. And today, of course, very unlucky with the goal we've conceded. A deflection that could go anywhere, but in this period of time it goes in. But I really liked our reaction afterwards. I think you saw a team that wanted to make the equaliser, and when we did, tried everything to make the winner. Where at the end we were lucky as well, because they went one-on-one with Ali.
And Chiesa defended superbly.
Yeah, I think that's what you want a team or a player to do in a situation like that. Just give everything, even in a situation where you feel you cannot do a lot anymore, but just keep running, and that's what he did, and that's why he cleared the ball off the line. And another time, a game where we probably scored less than we could have scored, and the opponent scored. Were quite good in the few chances they had, making a goal out of that one.
It seemed very slow in the first half. What do you put that down to? Because when you made that substitution and Mo came on in the second, a little bit more energy, a little bit more fire about the place.
Yeah, but you have to take into account how the other team is playing. So they either go really aggressive and press us really high, and that's the reason why it's so difficult to beat them, they are very, very, very compact if they go low, and they are very aggressive when they press you high, and there's a reason probably why we're not the only team who couldn't beat them. I think a few other very good teams had their problems with them as well, and it's difficult. They don't concede a lot of goals. I think only 4 times they've conceded 2 goals, for the rest 1 or even less. And the reason for that is that they are so compact in a low block and so aggressive in a high press. And then it looks indeed slow, but with so many bodies in and around the 18-yard box, it's difficult to find a free player over there. And we kept moving the ball around, crossed it in multiple times, I think. But they have some good headers in front of goal as well.
You were talking about being unlucky too, and Flo Wirtz, everybody thought he'd got his first Premier League goal tonight since coming to Liverpool, but then that became an own goal.
Oh, did it? Okay. Now then, of course, then that was lucky as well, but there's maybe a difference between hitting a shot from 11, 12 yards than hitting a shot from 20 yards. Because it was a chance, then he might have been lucky with the way it went in, but it was a good chance for him to score. Like I said, not a lot of chances for both teams, but I think we had a bit more, and we were very unlucky the second half, because I think we did what you were hoping for, keeping them on their half, trying, and then in one moment we concede, but we came back strong.
With Mo, with him going to AFCON as well, are you planning to use more of him before he goes, or is it just about finding, as we spoke about before the game, the right team for the right opponent?
That's always the situation. It has nothing to do with Mo or with anyone. That's always what you try as a manager. And we're now 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the game, so I haven't given the thought how we're going to play in the weekend. When we face Leeds, I think they had a good result today as well. So another challenge for us. And I have no clue yet who's going to start. No clue is a bit too much, but
you have an idea, but you're not going to say.
Yeah, indeed.
Thank you, Arne.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, that is not going to be an easy game on Saturday night for Liverpool. They go to Ellen Road. Leeds beating Chelsea 3-1 this evening, and that's a really unusual set of results for a team that are the defending champions in the Premier League. That's all competitions, of course, but 9 defeats in those 14. And tonight was a chance to win back-to-back league games in the Premier League for the first time since September. Do you see, we've talked about what could fix this, what could change this for Liverpool. Is it going to take some time based on tonight's evidence?
For sure, it's going to take some time. I mean, I don't think there's a magic fix right now to put my finger on one thing. I just think collectively the manager at this moment in time doesn't quite know his best 11. And with that being said, players coming back and trying to find their fitness. Wirtz is trying to get sharp again. Isak's not completely sharp at his level. We saw Joey Gomez come in tonight, right back, who's not been in the squad for a while on the pitch starting game. So collectively, I think the manager is trying to figure out, players are finding their rhythm, but the team's finding their rhythm. And many people, and including the managers, probably seeking confidence in and assurances that this is what I'm going with. This is the structure. This is probably the first time today I've noticed that the manager was changed what he would typically do. You know, so I think that they got to make a decision on what the structure is, which players he wants to go with, and then roll with it. And if the results don't come, but clearly from what we've seen, the results aren't coming right now.
Big call before the game as well to leave out Mo Salah for the second successive game. Half-time, the SOS, send on Salah, but it didn't produce the required result, Jamie. Which way next with this one?
I don't know, but I don't feel it's going to end well either way. You know, for Mohamed Salah, he'll look at it and think, I'm an elite player. There's no way I want to be sitting on the bench for Liverpool. For the manager to leave him out in a situation where you're going to lose him for possibly 8 games at AFCON. So you've got to play him while you can. He's your superstar footballer, but he obviously doesn't believe that right now. And he didn't come on and make the impact that Liverpool and the fans would really want. That was probably his best pass there. But it was a really difficult night for him. But I guess he's not really enjoyed sitting on that bench. That's not what Mohamed Salah is used to doing. So how this one ends up, you know, I wouldn't compare it to sort of when Alan Shearer was left out by Ruud Gullit all those years ago and it ended up being like a massive clash and one has to go in the end. I'm not sure we're quite at that point, but it does feel that something has to give because there is no way that Mohamed Salah is going to be content being a bit part player in this team. Whether it's in January or whether it's in the summer, if he finds the right clubs, I think he deserves that right to maybe move on if things aren't going to go his way. But I can only see that outcome. I don't see really now that maybe once that trust is broken, especially with someone like Mo, who Daniel would know a lot better than me as a human being, I just feel like he needs that confidence and love from a manager. We all talk about how mentally strong he is, but that feels like it's going to come to a head at some point, Daniel.
Do you think he could leave the club in January?
I'd like to think not, but you never know in football. I'd like to think not. I think he's a player that, has he been performing to the level? We talk about stats, we talk about numbers, and that's what Mo's known for. Has he delivered those this season? No, he hasn't, but nobody else has either.
But you also know how much self-belief this guy has,
Yes.
and he will be hurting, won't he, right now?
Every player that is driven by, you know, goals, assists, and those are individual things, and I'm not suggesting Mo's an individual player, but he wants to be the reason why the team wins. Attackers, typically, are driven that way. It's unique when you have a striker or a winger who doesn't want to be the reason. My job is to score, my job is to assist. That is my job. I want to do that. Mo's delivered that since he's joined the football club. This is the first season where we can question him and go, oh, well, he's not doing this. But I'm not quite sure that Mohamed Salah is the reason why Liverpool aren't. Last season, he was the reason why the team won the league. And now we're quick to question, because we've got Wirtz coming, we've got Isak coming, guys who are young players, top class players, gonna potentially be world class. The pair of them, there's no debate in that. I truly believe Ekitike, all the attackers they have, Gakpo, this and that. But a man of Mohamed Salah's quality, it hurts me to see. I can tell that, you know, he's not happy, and you wouldn't be because you're used to being the main man. There comes a time in every player's career where managers, owners, and the player have decisions to make. I don't think this is the stage we're at with Mohamed Salah personally. I think the club can turn it around in terms of performances, and I think Mohamed Salah can turn it around in terms of performances. But what I don't want to see is this notion that we're almost pushing Mohamed Salah away because what he scored, he's the top scorer for the team. Yes, we could say there's a couple of penalties in there and whatever, but nobody's delivering top level performances for Liverpool this season. If we actually ask those players right now, which one of you believe you've been at the level that you've set yourself and the standards you've set yourself for all these years, I'm not sure one of them can go.
Maybe only Soboslai, probably. I don't think there's any.
Yes.
But I'm with you. I think apart from that, Daniel, there's not one play. You could make a case for every player being left out in that side right now. The levels have dropped so significantly, haven't they?
Yeah, the levels have dropped. Look, I truly believe they can come back, though. I'm not suggesting that they can't come back.
Salah, would you be starting him on Saturday at Leeds?
But then, again, I'm not the manager. I can't decide what I believe he would do. I'm saying if you're going to change the formation and play a slightly different form, I would go all the way with it. And I would say, OK, well, let's have a look at Ekitike and Isak up top and see whether that's the answer. If you're going to leave Salah out again, then I will try something different and have Wirtz in a number 10 behind them and see if that can open a few doors. We know what Salah can do. Yes, has he been good this season? He hasn't been at his level. Mo knows that, but Mo also knows I'm a top player and I'm prepared to work my socks off to get back to the level that I've been playing at for
One thing for sure, it didn't work today playing Szoboszlai and Gomez at right back and right midfield, but it might be one where you go to Leeds and be more difficult to beat, if that's what he wants to set his team up. But if you're going there to try and win, and you're thinking we need a goal from somewhere and playing in a Liverpool style and making sure that you're on the front foot, then Salah has to start.
It's going to be tough, that is for sure, and it certainly was